I am back from my travels and ready to hit the tariff story with both barrels. What have we learned today? Claudia Scheinbaum of Mexico is brighter, tougher negotiator than Donald Trump. She didn't blink to get herself another month reprieve on the 25% tariffs. She's reloading. I'm going to talk to you about how Canada and Mexico are responding, how Donald Trump is celebrating minor victories. I thought tariffs were supposed to collect money for the Treasury to replace taxpayer dollars. I thought that was the purpose of the External Revenue Service. I didn't realize it was to put some more troops on the ground on the other side of the border. I'm Michael Popok. This is Legal AF. Let's get to it. I thought we were going to wake up this morning to a roiling amount of financial markets in the toilet, and they're starting to go there. If you look carefully at Europe, this is, again, my Financial Markets Update Monday. If you look carefully at Europe, they're down 1% to 3%. To end their day. Of course, they're ahead of us by a number of hours. The U.S. rallied a bit because they were, I know brokers in the Wall Street market, they were slightly encouraged when Donald Trump struck a deal with Claudia Scheinbaum of Mexico to delay the 25% in Mexico. Because Mexico alone will lead off and tip off a cross-border trade war that will suck this country into an abyss. And the brokers know it. So they were like, oh, we got another 30-day reprieve. Okay, Mexican peso trades up, and we kind of stabilize the Dow Jones. Now, look, the reality of this 30-day extension, it just means Claudia Scheinbaum has more time in order to ring fence her economy and to determine which of the sectors of America she's going to fire back with her own 25% tariffs. Cross-border between the United States and Mexico. So just to remind everybody, the trade war that Donald Trump is about to light aflame these are people that we have borders with, Canada and Mexico, with a lot of cross-border traffic, not just of people, but of goods, but of logistics, but of supply chain. American companies using Mexican workers or Mexican product to build their product. And the same thing for Canada. And there's always two parts of the trade war that Donald Trump doesn't understand, or two parts of trade imbalance. One is goods, the other is services. So for instance, in Canada, they're ahead in terms of if you're counting at home, like this even matters, and it matters not a whit. I'm going to make this out to you. Our trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars in debt, our inability to raise money through normal measures of the Internal Revenue Service to cover the $3 trillion U.S. budget is of a much greater importance to how well our economy is received internally and externally than a very small $40 or $50 billion trade, phantom trade deficit between Canada and the United States, which is only driven by the fact that the thing that Canada sells us is really expensive. It's like power and electricity and minerals and elements that we use in our own manufacturing capacity. That's not the entity you want to fight with, the one you need their supply in order to build your own products. So Donald Trump never understands goods and services. Services, which are companies and consulting contracts and companies like Elon Musk, Starlink, we're ahead. We do more consultancy, more service, more technology contracts into Canada than they do out. They're ahead on goods, which include power, the power supply, minerals, natural resources, and that type of thing. But on balance, that trade deficit is very, very small. And there's no fentanyl drug problem coming across the Canadian border. And there's very little illegal immigration coming across the border. So Canada is already ready. I'm going to do a whole nother hot take on how the combination of Trudeau and Doug Ford of Ontario are fighting back. But I want to do this kind of global kickoff first. The headline, I think I read the headlines, Mexico bends the knee to Donald Trump. That is not the way to read this. This 30-day, we're going to work it out together and we're going to delay the 25% because she's sending some troops to the border. Again, I had thought that the justification that Donald Trump makes for having imposed these tariffs was to stop subsidizing these countries, to turn off to turn on the spigot of money, having Mexico build the wall and pay for our $3 trillion of needed budget, of our U.S. budget, right? It's never going to happen. You can't tariff your way to a better economy. In fact, Donald Trump, just to be clear, said, and I quote, that the American people are going to have to expect a little bit of pain, in the short term. Short term could be half or more of his administration. The little bit of pain, let me outline it for you. Let me just tell you what the little bit of pain looks like. It looks like a trade war with Mexico only delayed 30 days, in which Claudia Scheinbaum now has plenty of time to target strategically ways to kick us in the pants in the lower region and make us hurt with her tariffs around, I believe, the auto industry and other manufacturing. Yeah, we get a lot of manufacturing assets from and then shipped back across the line from Mexico. So you got that. Then you got the Canadian trade war, where they're targeting, the Trudeau government, and they're still in power, is targeting about $160 billion worth of goods for its own 25%, strike back tariff. Not good for U.S. manufacturing. And if they do that, and they put the 25% tariff on electric and power and oil and natural resources that we need in order to produce our own product, then it not only has the effect of taxing, it means the U.S. is going to have to find quick alternatives, which are almost impossible right now. And it's going to impact the cost of goods in this country, because that which we get from Canada goes into our own goods and good manufacturing. So look for increased inflation, Mr. and Mrs. America. Is that what you wanted? Who voted for this chaotic approach to the economy? Who voted for this? Who said, here's the idea. I mean, if Donald Trump was honest, which he is not, and he sat the American people down in their living room or their kitchen or at their third job that they're working and said, look, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to, at the same time, start a trade war with both of our border allies, which will increase inflation for you. I'm also, at the same time, going to pull the U.S. out of the U.S. economy by stopping funding that goes to states for programs that are important to you and your families, including children and the elderly and the disabled and the arts and students and everything else. I'm going to do that too. I'm going to attack and take away money related to abortion. I'm going to change the name of the Gulf of Mexico. I'm going to declare there's only two sexes in America. I'm going to spend time combing all of the websites for all of the government agencies to root out diversity, equity, and inclusion. In the meantime, planes are falling out of the sky in America. Does anybody see a connection here? Is this what people voted for? To start a trade war on the way in? And Donald Trump announces today he's going to send an immediate delegation, combined Marco Rubio, the Secretary of State, Howard Lutnick, you can look him up, Howard Lutnick, Commerce Secretary, Trade Representative, the Treasury Secretary, and they're going to go bang out a deal with Mexico. Come back here on Legal AF. I'm going to tell you at the end, I assure you, Claudia Scheinbaum will get the better of that deal. She's tougher than Trump. She's got sharper elbows than him. She's a better negotiator than him. She's got her entire country backing her and her party. She's like, and I mean this as a positive, she's like the Nancy Pelosi of Mexico. She grew up in politics, but she's also a scientist. She's also, an economist. She knows what the heck she's doing. Donald Trump, what is he doing? You would think, I've said it before, I'll say it again, you would think he's never been president before. They like to lean into the fact, he was 45, he's going to do it again at 47. Really? Because he looks like he's flying this organization without an owner's manual. Yeah. And what is the result? Pain at the pump, pain at the supermarket, pain at when you're waiting for your Social Security, your Medicare, and your Medicaid, or your food stamp check. All those people who are against the Democrats, the Democrats. The Democrats are the reason you have a lot of the programs that support you and your families. Okay? Where do you think all those programs came from? The Republicans? You think health care, Social Security, food stamps, Medicare, Medicaid, disability, student loans, CHIP, Head Start. You think those were Republican programs? Wake up, everyone. Not our audience. Wake up. I'm just venting. Wake up. Wake up. It's financial chaos Monday here on Legal AF, which I think I'm going to say for a long, long time in the Trump administration. While Americans and others are dying in plane crashes, as Donald Trump lops off and decapitates the head of the FAA and the NTSB and fires workers on the front lines of these organizations, is this the time to do that? While we're still recovering from the hurricanes that ravished the red states and the fires that ravished the blue states, is now the time to discuss dismantling U.S. aid, as Musk has said, or get rid of FEMA? Is this what you voted for? If it is, leave it in comments. I'd like to see it. I'm going to continue to follow it all right here on Legal AF. Look, I got some great news for everybody that's been with us building this channel from the ground up. I just built something new as well. We just announced it on Saturday. A brand new law firm, got my name on it. It's called the Popok Firm, and it's building organically on what I've done here for the last 5 years as the co-founder of Legal AF and, of course, of the channel. You know, it's just a natural extension of what we have built together, the Popok Firm. I've been seeking justice and speaking truth to power for 35 years. It's time for my own firm. The Popok Firm, you can find at www.thepopokfirm.com. If you've been injured or damaged and you need top-flight, zealous, passionate advocacy, you've come to the right place. I've done it in collaboration with an organization that's got national reach, top rock star trial lawyers and trial settlement experts in their respective states, all 50 states. I handpicked them. It's called Big Auto Injury Attorneys, and they're in collaboration here with the Popok Firm. www.thepopokfirm.com. Pull up that free consultation form. If you got something, we'll take a look at it. If we decide you've got a case with you and we take it, there's no fee unless you get paid. And you can also reach us at 1-877, what else? Popok AF, 1-877 Popok AF. So until my next hot take, my next Legal AF contribution, it's Michael Popok. In collaboration with the Midas Touch Network, we just launched the Legal AF YouTube channel. Help us build this pro-democracy channel where I'll be curating the top stories at the intersection of law and politics. Go to YouTube now and free subscribe at Legal AF MTN. That's at Legal AF MTN.